The Icecapades of a Gentle Giant. Lucy's trip was treacherous. Her wings had brushed treetops, grazed cannonballs over battlefields, and whipped up sands from scorching deserts. It was worthwhile, though, as the place she'd waited 100 years to revisit glinted into view. She squinted to see through spotlights of sun reflecting off the ground's shroud of snow and noticed two jutting figures, each 3 times her wingspan, piercing the clouds. The sword-like strangers sat opposite a stone stronghold. Matchstick people danced between them. Well, this was new. The wind whipped around the revellers as Lucy's wings dragged the snow shrapnel in all directions. A girl with a plume of bronze curls looked up, glimpsing a violet streak above, getting bigger every second. Her eyes widened and she screamed powerfully. Lucy's claws spread, ready to ground with grace, but the ice had other plans. She skidded. Her eyes locked with the girl's, the same shade of green and equally full of terror. The girl's fright built friction with the floor, and as Lucy barreled, the girl bolted. There were beautiful folk tales about creatures like this, but stories of friendship fell from people's minds quicker than ice in a hailstorm as this thing careened towards them. Lucy scrambled to a stop, but as she looked up, she saw the previously joyful people cowering, shivering, now from fright, not cold. Tears pricked Lucy's eyes. The people of this place she loved looked at her like a gorgon. A hulking man advanced. "You aren't welcome here," he uttered, sounding bolder than he felt. Crushed, Lucy unfurled her wings and took off towards the isolation of the clouds. Her heart felt stormy as she tried to resist one last look to say goodbye. The beating in her breast wasn't the only storm brewing. The relief of the people on the snowy plain was short-lived. The wind surged, throwing branches from trees in all directions. The branches battered Lucy too, forcing her to notice the terrible scene below. The people stampeded towards the castle's drawbridge, clamouring for respite inside. Mothers screamed and men grabbed fallen branches to prise the door open. But it was no use. Lucy, from her perch among the clouds, realised the problem and swung around. The drawbridge was frozen shut. People scattered as she dived, but they were too desperate to shun her this time. Lucy landed tentatively, stepping forward. She began to blow on the doors like a chill making a wish on their birthday. Lucy's breath was so hot it melted all the snow in its path. Lucy blew harder, knowing one wrong move would set the castle ablaze. Suddenly, a colossal creak sounded and the drawbridge dropped. The ice was broken on the castle door and between Lucy and the people of Lincoln. They rushed inside while Lucy froze. The final man was through the gate, ready to pull the drawbridge closed. It was the Hulk who banished Lucy. He reached out his hand. "Come in," he said, boldly this time.